I wanted to get on here and talk about the day I went to court on Zoom. Now, I think a week and a half prior to me going to court, that following week, um, I had talked to my daughter, but I always talked to her, but I had talked to her on this particular day, a week and a half prior to me going to court on Zoom. And it's been a while since I talked to anybody from the past. I haven't talked to nobody from the past since maybe last year of October, and when I finally stopped talking to people from the past, it was in February, and I haven't heard from anybody or talked to anybody since then. And a week and a half prior to me going to court on Zoom, the following week, I talked to my daughter, and my mom jumped on the phone, and I haven't talked to nobody since February of this year. And the last time I talked to my mother, like I said before, I spent all my money to try to get me and my son away because someone was trying to keep me in a dirty ass apartment and have people come in there and do whatever to me, and they get paid for it or whatever like that. And when I got away, I spent all my money to get me and my son away. I called my mom when I got to my destination, and she act like she didn't know me or anything like that. She act like she didn't care. Um, she just act like she didn't care. And before I even went to that place to see if I can get a low income or whatever like that, um, I have been talking to my mom. I have been going to her house and this and that and conversating with her. So I don't understand why she just act like that when I talked to her in February. Why did she act like that? Disown me for no reason. You know, I even talked to her before I left and told her I was leaving, going out there. And when I called her, she act like she didn't know me. She just act like she didn't care. And now going back to a week and a half prior to me going to court on Zoom. I was talking to my daughter, like I said, and my mom hopped on the phone and she said, "Hey, Kay, love you, Kay, miss you." Like with a lot of energy, like really, really happy. And I was confused. Like, where was all that energy at then? You know? So I don't understand why you want to paint this picture of me, and that's not even me. What this person have said about me is not even me at all. The same person, like I said, I speak up for myself and I take up for others. One day I was having a conversation with my sister, my little sister, and she told me about how she has a e-way a tollway pass thing or whatever like that. How much she pay a month for it, and I'm just like, why is you paying that much for it? And she was like, oh, that's how much mom says for. I'm like, that is not how much it's for. And she had been paying and paying on it. And she got mad at me because I told my sister that she was paying too much for that tollway pass or whatever it was called, because it doesn't cost that much. And she got mad at me because I told my sister. Like, what the heck? It's crazy. Now, I'm sorry, I got off track for a minute. I got off track. A week prior to me going to court, like I said, when I talked to my daughter, my mom hopped on there and she just sounded like she was so happy to hear my voice and tell me that she loved me and do all of that. But then when it's time for me to go to court, when it was time for me to go to court, she was sitting right in it was a Zoom thing. She was sitting right there next to him as he was lying to the lady when she was asking him why he doesn't call for his son or anything like that. And he talking about something, I got his number blocked. I don't have his number blocked. Number was never blocked at all. And she's just sitting right there listening to it, agreeing with it. Like, that's not love. That's not love at all. This is the same lady. Grandma, rest your soul. I love you so much. Yes, my grandma was a smoker. She smoked cigarettes. And it was a few times I went over there, and why is my grandma paying to smoke cigarettes? Like, why is she paying you to smoke cigarettes? Why is she paying your boyfriend to smoke cigarettes? I have always been like this. I don't like bullies at all. And my mom know I don't like bullies. Because every time something break out, she calls me when I'm there. When I'm around, she's looking for me. Because I'm going to do something. I'm going to say something. She knows that. This is this. I just don't understand. I really don't. This is the same lady that got mad at me. Because yes, I snapped on my mother. Because ain't no way in heck my auntie is living the way she's living. My auntie Barbara. Ain't no way in heck she's living like that. And she didn't cleaned it up a little bit after I snapped on her. Because ain't no way in heck she should be sitting and living in her feces. Smelling it. All in her room, smelling and living in feces. She should not be living like that at all. How long she been living there? My auntie should be able to walk. When you're taking care of somebody that's handicapped and they can't walk like that, you're supposed to go in there and elevate their legs. You're supposed to elevate their legs for them. You're supposed to help them progress. And at the time, my grandmother had Alzheimer's. And I still love having conversations with my grandma. My grandma was still funny to me. And I still hung around her and everything. I still conversated with her. I didn't even care if she was repeating the same thing to me over and over again. I sat there and I listened. But what irritated me the most was how you, her daughter, knows that she has Alzheimer's. You're supposed to be sad about it and this and that. But then when she goes to have conversations with you, you yell at her, you yell at grandma and tell her, you said that already. We talked about that already. Like, you're supposed to sit there and just listen to her. Because she's only going to tell you things about the past. It's like they turn into babies, back to babies, even though they're grown and old. They turn into babies they like babies at that stage when they have Alzheimer's. I couldn't understand why she always did that. Every time grandma wanted to talk about something, it was the same thing. She would yell at her and say, you already said that. We already talked about that. That used to hurt my soul. I didn't like that at all.